This next book that I want to show you is a set. The set is called My First Reading Library, and it is absolutely fantastic. Now I'm showing you the top of the box first because right here there's a place where you can scan and see the parent's guide online. There are 50 books in this set, and they are designed to guide your child through the first stages of reading. And I am an enormous fan of the very first reading set, and I am so excited that now we have level 1 and level 2 added on to the very first reading set. What an incredible way to help teach your child to read. So I'm going to show you a few of these books. They are soft cover paperback books, illustrated. They've got glossy covers, and they start with Pirate Pat. And Pirate Pat is designed so that the parent reads the first lines and the child reads the bolder, larger words. And so the child, in the back of the book, it has some guidance notes and some puzzles. I'll show you the puzzles. These are put together to make sure that they comprehend what they're reading. And it says that in order to read Pirate Pat, the child is going to need to know these 8 letters, S, A, T, P, I, N, M, and D. And so you'll teach them those letters, and then they get to read Pirate Pat. And these books are put together in such a great way. The creators of these books are absolutely amazing reading experts. They took these sounds and turned them into a story that a child will actually like to read. And so let me read this to you as we go through. I'll show you some of the other books. So the first couple of levels, or I won't call them levels, books in this series. There's two number 1s, 2 number 2s, 2 number 3s, 2 number 4s, 2 number 5s, and all the way up to 8s. And then as the child progresses, let me pull out one or more of these. I just love these books. As the child progresses, you can see that there's more text that they read. So the parent's reading this, the child's reading more. Okay, that's book number 6. Let me show you book number 8. Let me pull out Moon Zoom. So by book number 8, then the child gets to read with your help. There's no more text for the parent to read. The child is reading all of it. So from book 8 on, they are able to read unassisted, or they're able to do it. Now you're still going to make sure that they're seeing the words right, and you're still going to teach them, and there's still a lot of learning. There's still puzzles in the back. There's still guidance notes. They're introducing new sounds to your child, and they do it in such a way that teaching reading, I mean, if you need a reading set, this is the reading set to get. Just do it. You will never regret it. Then they start the second set. They're all done with those. And then they start the second, and they move on to these orange colored books. And these are the Usborne First Reading. And these are books that they can read using their reading skills for practice, for more enrichment. As they read further and further, they just get better and better. And you can see there's still not a lot of text per page, great illustrations, but the stories are engaging and they keep them very interested. Okay, so then they work all the way through the reading levels, and they get to the second reading level. And here we have There Was a Crooked Man. And we've got more difficult sounds. We've got more text, and these ones are practice. And then we have puzzles in the back that you can use to make sure that your child is understanding the sounds. So this is My First Reading Library, excuse me, and I highly recommend it. I'm using this with my own children. I've been using the very first reading set for a very long time, and I love it. I highly recommend it. So to know that I've got this these expanded books to further help them with their reading just absolutely thrills me. So this is worth every single penny. So I highly recommend it. My Very First Reading Library.
This book that I want to show you is called You Choose. I just love this book. This book is great for all ages, in my opinion. From, I don't know, young toddlers probably would be the youngest you would want to go for this book. And then all the way up to 12, 13, even older if they are interested in still reading picture books, which I think all kids should have picture books every once in a while. So if you could go anywhere, where would you go? So it has a question, and then it has just different things where they would go. Cities, outer space, there's an island here, waterfalls, deserts, volcanoes, forests, mountains, wherever. And I like this book because you can ask them, oh, why would you choose to go there? And maybe one person would say, oh, I want to go to the beach. Oh, I want to go to the mountains. Well, where? Why would we want to go there on vacation, etc.? Just a great book just to connect with your child in our busy lives. So this page says, who would you like for family and friends? And there's all these cute pictures here. There's little prompts. I want her to be my friend. Can he be my grandpa? And the little cat says meow. There's just cute little funny things. What kind of home would you choose? And then there's just a bunch of different homes that they can choose. And you can ask them, oh, why would you want to live there? Or why would you want to live in the windmill? Oh, this is pink. That's why you want to live there, huh? Just different things like that. What would you put in it? So this is just filled with different things that would go in a house. And I really like this because there's some things that were there when I grew up that my son hasn't seen before, like a stereo. He's like, what's that, Mama? And I'll tell him. And so there's just tons of different things for them on this page. Would you travel with wheels or wings, or perhaps choose one of these other things? It's just great for being, oh, look, what's this? What's that? Just pointing out what are these different things on this page. That's another way that you could read this book, besides just choosing. When you're hungry, what would you eat? What would you wear? Choose some shoes and perhaps a hat. Why not get yourself a pet or 2 or 3 or more? Is there a job you'd like to do? What would you do for fun? And then sometimes we read this as a bedtime book because of this last page. And when you got tired and felt like a snooze, where would you sleep? You choose. Good night. So again, this is You Choose. It's a hardcover with them pages in the middle. We adore this book. This book that I want to show you is one of our wipe clean books. And these books are so great for the beginning writer and just books that you want to reuse. We have so many of them. We have mazes and a few game ones, and then we have a lot of awesome learning ones that I want to show you. So these books come with a pen, and then they are nice laminated in here, and they're really cute pictures. And how these work is they take the pen and this particular one is words to copy. So there's a word here that they can copy in the dotted form to practice, and then they can write it on their own right here. Again, you can see there's mat and bag, just a bunch of words that they can learn to write. We also have a bunch of other wipe clean books. We have just wipe clean alphabet, wipe clean beginning letters, wipe clean mazes. There are so many of them. So if you're interested in this type of book, you can go online and see what else we have. And the great thing about this book is once you're done, all you do is wipe it off and you're ready to use it again. So again, this is one of our wipe clean books, and this is words to copy. This book that I want to show you is one of our illustrated stories. This particular one is Arabian Nights, and I absolutely love the illustrated stories books. They're beautiful. They come with this nice cushion cover and this ribbon bookmarker. And I mean, just look at these illustrations. They're beautiful. These make perfect chapter books for those beginning to read chapter books, and they also make fantastic read aloud books. So this particular Arabian Nights book is about a sultan who was just marrying a different person every day, and then he would kill them the next day. So it kind of has a graphic backstory, but that's only this little blurb and this very beginning part. And so this woman that he marries decides to tell him a story every single night to basically save her life. So it's where where Aladdin came from, the fisherman and the genie. So it just has all of those stories, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. I mean, just look at the illustrations in here. It is just a gorgeous, fantastic book full of adventure and fun. Just a great book to add to your collection. So again, this is one of our illustrated stories books, and this particular one is Arabian Nights.
This book I want to show you is the first encyclopedia of science. This is very appropriate for early elementary school age children, and it goes through basic concepts of science and gives them bite-sized chunks of information, beautiful, beautiful illustrations, and some simple diagrams that are very easy for them to understand. This is going to be a book that your child wants to pick up over and over and over again to read and absorb the information presented here. All of the information is very appropriate for early elementary school age. The concepts just reinforce what they were learning in school. Again, fantastic book and just gorgeous illustrations, very engaging. This is the first encyclopedia of science. This book I want to show you is the Usborne Book of Astronomy and Space. It is a beautiful internet-linked book that gives so much information about our universe and our solar system, and a detailed map of the finding constellations that I think you'll really love. It goes through, each planet has their own spread, gives interesting facts about the planet, gives some diagrams that are easy to understand. The information is in bite-sized chunks of information. The colors make children want to read this book. And after it goes through all of the elements of our solar system, it has a brief bit about famous astronomers, and then it talks about the stars. It talks about different star groups, what stars are and how they behave. And then it has this really cool part at the back that helps you identify constellations. And it gives you a map, a star chart, and a map for the northern and the southern hemisphere. It outlines the constellations that you can find and gives the children bite-sized information about those constellations so that they can remember them easily. Such a really fantastic book, and ends with information about how you photograph stars and famous constellations and maps. Just so much information in here. Again, this is the Usborne Book of Astronomy and Space.